Howdy, I'm Saune from Nerd Immersion and Chronicles of Tyria. This is my main here, Siam Thorber, the thief, and hi.
Hello and welcome everyone to another MMO Anthropology interview. I'm here with Saune from Nerd Immersion, and we are in the game Guild Wars 2. And so for my first question is, of course, why did you choose Guild Wars 2 for this interview?
I'm not really much of a gamer. I tend to play only one game at a time, and I was really into Guild Wars 2. I fell out for a little bit, dabbled in some other games, and I'm super stoked for Heart of Thorns. So, back into Guild Wars it is.
And for everyone who's listening, Heart of Thorns is the much anticipated first expansion to Guild Wars 2, which should hopefully be coming out soon.
Yeah, like when theorizes, what did he say, like November or something, in the anniversary of the original release of Guild Wars 2.
Oh, cool.
So that's his theory.
Do you have any experience with other MMOs?
Yeah, well, I originally started on Ragnarok Online, private servers, not the main one, because I was cheap. And when my guild fell apart there, you know, life and annoying grinding and all that jazz, dabbled in, what was it, Perfect World. I spent quite a bit of time in, like a couple months, maybe a year. What else did I spend a lot of time in? Mabinogi. I was into that one for a couple of years. And then I was like, gave up on the MMOs for a while. Parents got me Skype, then I found out about Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 to be most specific, and a lot of the things that they were doing, the lack of grinding, the shared nodes, and stuff like that made me super stoked for it.
That leads me into the other question, the second part of this, which is, how does Guild Wars 2 compare to your experience in these other MMOs that you came out of?
Well, I found a lot of the other MMOs, they get really grindy. I don't do grinding at all. Like, I fell out of here for a while when a lot of the community fell out, because everyone's all like, what do we do other than just do the same activity 100 billion times to get that, you know, 500 pieces of this new currency to get that one thing, right? So I don't do grinding at all. Mabinogi was the only other game. I really loved that game. However, I hated the company that ran it. Mabinogi didn't really have any grinding. It was very open, growth-wise and whatnot. It didn't really have much for levels and stuff like that, so it was a lot of fun, but there was a lot of hacking.
No, so dear.
Couldn't trust. Well, they killed all the NPCs, including the mailbox.
Oh.
So
yeah, I could see that being a problem. Can't get your mail.
And you never heard anything from the owners of the game. So it was just like, fine, screw you, I'm not. And that was a free to play, but I'm pretty sure I fed them like $300-400 easily in their little cash shop stuff. So I walked away from that, and I was like, whatever. So when Guild Wars came out and Guild Wars 2, and it was like a one-time payment, I'm like, yeah, I've already invested so much into freaking free games that fail me constantly over that I picked this one because yeah, it did grow really naturally. The fact that there wasn't kill stealing, you didn't have to worry about kill stealing, you didn't have to worry about, like, you know, circling that one patch and getting angry when someone's like, no, you get away from my log, that is my log, piss off, find your own log, you know? Because I had a lot of games, like Perfect World and stuff like that, that would happen.
So you mentioned that you would put probably around, you know, $300-400 into Mabinogi.
Yeah.
Do you want to say how much you may have put into Guild Wars 2, or have you?
I put quite a bit of money into Guild Wars 2. I haven't tracked it because it's over a much longer period of time.
That's fine.
The Mabinogi thing was because there was an RNG game to get cat ears.
Oh.
This is the only game. Guild Wars 2 is the only game where I have not had cat ears.
So what sort of things do you buy from the gem market, the cash shop?
I am a sucker for aesthetics.
Mm. Well,
And some of the convenient stuff, like the infinite harvest tools.
that gives me a little bit of a side question, and that is, I was going to ask you a little bit about aesthetics, because you obviously have put together a good outfit for your character here.
Yeah, she changes every once in a while.
Yeah, did you, did you buy pieces for it, or did you go out of your way to try to find elements to generate the costume?
Well, for the longest time, actually, she was predominantly wearing the human tier 3, and that's actually the only reason why she's a human and not a Norn. It was specifically for that top. Aside from that, a lot of it, that's the only piece that I think I've actively quested for. Everything else is more like, oh, I happen to have enough currency, this collar's really cool, I'm gonna start mixing it with stuff, and oh, I happen to have found this skin, it's pretty cool. I tend not to go hunting too much for skins, the only exception again being the other exception being my daggers. I actually went and made a level 80 and dragged some people through a raw so that I could get another token, so I could get another dagger, so I could have dual matching Pax daggers.
Oh, okay.
Because that was way before the skin system.
Yeah, the skin system, I'm sure, has alleviated a lot of that, because now you can just transmute anything to look like anything else as your whim desires, as long as you've received it in the past.
Yep, that cleared up a lot of space in my bank, which I promptly filled with other crap.
So, what do you do on a regular day in Guild Wars 2?
I don't know. It kind of depends on who's around. I've been doing the hunting of the Karka. I used to go on regularly to do our guild missions, because nothing quite so funny as getting 20 people on one single voice chat. There's usually drunk people.
Yes. Oh, so you're pretty much saying that when you jump on, you go looking for other people to do stuff with, and...
I'll say hi in the guild chat, but usually I just start putzing around. Again, that's one of the reasons why I fell out of Guild Wars for a short while everyone else had fallen out of it, because it's like, I didn't know what to do, because I'd already done so much of the stuff. I love finding jumping puzzles. For the first year and a half, I would go around, like, looking for them. Not, like, they weren't in the wiki yet, or if they were, I wasn't looking for them in the wiki. It would be like, I'm trying to climb a mountain to see if I can climb a mountain, and then all of a sudden, I'm in the mountain going, what the hell just happened? And there's a jumping puzzle like that. It's Samasura's lab.
In a volcano, I think.
It's no, not that one. That one's in the Silvari area.
Oh, okay.
There's one in Ascalon somewhere. It's a middle. You know where there's the all those Grawl tribes have that shrine to the gods?
Yes.
And there's the giant like skull rock. It's around there.
Yeah.
And it has some lava, but it's not all lava like the one that's in the Silvari start zone.
Okay. Now, how do you use MMOs as entertainment differently than you do, say, reading a book, watching TV, or a movie?
Well, it's the interaction. Actually, a lot of the time it's the interaction, because especially when the guild's active, they don't know how pissed off or upset I am. I can just fake it till I make it be silly until I am silly and I am having fun. That's also one of the joys of doing mostly text instead of always voice. Whereas, like, movies and stuff like that, I put those on as background noise for other things that I'm doing. I do a lot of art, I do quite a few crafts. So those are things for me to shut off my brain, not distract my brain from other gears that are going on in my head.
Oh, I get it. You already mentioned that you have a guild, so I'm curious how you found it.
That is actually thanks to my friend Jaxo. I actually started in a guild that was the remnant of those of us from the original Ragnarok Online guild. Most of which are from Puerto Rico. So So we found out a whole bunch of like us and friends of friends and friends of friends of friends who were all doing Guild Wars. So we created a guild when the game first released. And then we merged with another guild because we were too small to do anything, like dungeons and stuff like that. And then some crazy drama happened that I luckily missed entirely until one day I go on and where did everybody go? And happened, the guild fell apart. So Vexations had already found Chronicles of Tyria, which ironically I had already found previously when I was waiting for Guild Wars 2 to release, because we have a huge fan fiction thing that we do. So on our website that I had already been reading in excitement for the game's release. So he got me into the guild, I applied, got accepted, and the funny thing is it was the middle of guild missions is how I actually met the guild.
Ah.
He just like messaged me on, get on now, guild missions. I'm like, I have no idea who these people are, but okay, let's go into the madness.
Almost all MMOs, well actually all MMOs, have communities in them, not just the guilds, but everyone else that you run into. So I'm curious as to what's your experience with the Guild Wars 2 community at large? What would you say is its temperature?
I'm afraid I'm probably not a very good judge for that. I generally don't talk to strangers.
Okay.
This is me breaking out because thanks to the podcast and a lot of lag ones. No, like this is why I had to get like I said, I mean, it was my friend that got me into the guild, and every other game that I've ever played, if I was in a guild, it was because I have way more exuberant friends who make friends with people and then drag me in after the fact. But it was with Chronicles of Tyria, like the guild missions, I was always there for guild missions because we run Saturday and Tuesdays, and even if I got my credits or not, I was there because it was so much fun. And stuff like that. I'd be like, no, I can't go to the movies. I have guild missions. Stuff like that. So I would do that. So I was very much a regular then. And then there's the podcast that was happening, and you know, as things just sort of developed, I really wanted to be more about the community and stuff like that, and I got voted in as a veteran, which was totally a surprise to me, and it's because people, I guess, recognize that I'm always freaking there.
Right.
Which I'm all like, but I don't talk to strangers on the internet. I have a lot of internet phobia. Well, not anymore, but I did then, for sure. And then getting onto the podcast led to doing the Let's Lore, which led to Leg and the Ladies, which led to all the streams that you've found us on, which is MMO Mondays, which replaced Let's Lore, the Pokemon Wednesday, which we just did, which is I'm still hyper off of. So, and then I have Saturday stream. Yeah. This is why I babble online now.
Babbling online can be a lot of fun. I mean, I suppose I'm an example of that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm running up near the edge of the amount of time that I have for this interview, and I have one final big question for you, and that is, what is your favorite or most memorable experience from an MMO?
The guild mission where we had Mickey Mouse Bane. Oh my goodness. Okay, Bo was drunk, and then someone else, I don't even remember who, started doing impressions on the chat, and my ribs hurt so bad. Even like listening, someone recorded it all, and even listening to it on YouTube months later, it breaks me. It really is. The guilds keep me in the game.
And this, a Mickey Mouse impression of the character of Bane from the Batman movies, is that?
Yeah,
okay.
It was a melding of Mickey Mouse and Bane all in one, which sounded very Bollywood, and he went through the whole speech, and everyone was pissing themselves laughing while we were trying to do the guild jumping puzzle. What's the map now? In Sparkfly Fen at the top, the laboratory there. So we're trying to go through there, and we're all dying laughing because he's singing this the entire time.
Well, that sounds like something to listen to.
Yeah, I should try to find that.
Well, Okay, folks, that's all the time that I've got for this interview. I have been your host, Amaris, from MMO Anthropology, and this is Soren from Nerd Immersion podcast. Yep, and that's it, everybody. Thank you for coming along, and thank you for coming along as well to speak to us. And good night and good dreams, everybody. There, I have an emote. Later, everybody.
Do you play online games? Do you have Skype? Then we'd love to interview you on Massive Online Anthropology. Join the fascinating thousands who've spoken about their online gaming experience and be the envy of all your friends. Or at least get the MMO Anthropology Geek Merit Badge. Sorry, no t-shirt. See you then!